Greetings, my V and QNet family all over the world. This is your one and only Chief Patman Senatiraja here with the great ones.
Great.
Japa Das Bismarck and the one and only Dato Sri Vijay Ishwan. I've never had this privilege of doing something like this with both of my mentors. So firstly, welcome Japa. Welcome Dato Sri Vijay. We're going to chill out. I'm going to ask you some very, very interesting, tough questions.
Okay.
You got to answer off the cuff.
Okay.
All right. Don't think too much. And the first question goes very interestingly. All right. In the world of fake news and misinformation, which is all over town today, we'll start with you, Japa. What's the funniest rumor you ever heard about yourself?
Well, that was like in 2002, I think. I was in Dubai. There was a rumor that came out that I was living in a very beautiful villa.
Hello there.
In Iran, in one of the mountains of Iran, which I've never been to. And it went out for quite some time.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. And Anne, the funniest rumor you ever heard about yourself?
There have been quite a few. But the one that completely took me by surprise is where a newscaster says that I'm a pastor.
Ah.
The term Dato actually means like pastor.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I've never heard that, that unique take. And I was laughing over that because that's the last thing on my mind,
Yes.
So,
But I can see why they would spread that rumor. So you do speak to thousands of people about becoming better people in there.
yeah.
I think both of you in the last 25 years have traveled practically all over the world. All right. In your travels around the world for business or for a break, which place or city surprised you the most, either in a good way or an awkward way, Japa?
Well, in a good way, I think Ethiopia
Mm.
really hit sort of like a chord to me because I've been to other areas of Africa first. Ethiopia was a bit different. Like Addis Ababa's, the weather, the people. I went to one household of that person with
Yeah, Iskandar,
our friend. And he brought it was like a simple family gathering, but they were so all warm, beautiful people, beautiful African people.
Mm.
And it until now I've been wanting to visit that town again.
And Anne?
There have been quite a few surprises, but the thing that took my breath away is when I landed in Queenstown, in New Zealand.
New Zealand, yes.
And it was a bumpy flight, small flight that landed there. But that landing, in that airport with the snow-capped mountains all around and that beautiful lake in the center, that is something that, takes your breath away. Even now, every time I go back, and today I have a home in that.
Now it's home, yeah,
And
exactly.
I still find it breathtaking. So it's my favorite, definitely.
Now let's come to I want to know the answer to this. With traveling all around the world, being vegetarian, all right, and you have to give one. This is not a top 3.
Okay.
Your favorite dish, vegetarian dish, anywhere in the world. With that, you rank number 1. And
Oh my
not
God.
you can't say home cooked food of your mom and all that. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
out there in the
Now,
world.
for him now, to be politically correct, he has to say pierogi.
From Poland.
No, well, basically, it's like because I try to eat healthy food.
Yeah.
So
Try to eat. He eats healthy food.
see, I will never be able to speak. There will always be interruptions.
You gotta pick one, Japa.
Just one.
Your top, numero
Oh
uno.
my God. Numero uno for me is always dal makhani
Whoa!
with biryani.
Chakra India.
No, really. Dal
Yeah.
makhani and that tadak,
Dal tadka.
dal tadka.
Yeah.
That's it. I have that with some
Bread.
Bread naan.
naan,
Yeah.
butter naan.
Uh.
That's it. I'm done.
Okay, respect.
Yeah.
All right. Anne, yours? One, Anne. I know it's tough.
Maki di roti.
Oh! One more point to India.
Maki di roti.
Can you
and
describe
salt.
a little bit what's Makadi roti?
It's made from corn flour, cornbread. It's cornbread, and it's served with sarson ki saag, which is mustard greens. So mustard greens made into a spinach, and you put it onto the cornbread.
Oh, number one, and I
That's-
thought you would take longer and tougher to make this
Yeah,
decision because
no
I've
more.
traveled with you. Okay.
But of course, a very tough fight between that and just plain old ghee dosa.
Okay. So south and north covered.
Yeah. Ghee dosa is still very arguably my number one. If I get a good ghee dosa, nothing comes close.
Cool.
And Lotus is still the best.
Yes. Very interesting. And
He loves ghee dosa.
yeah.
Yeah. I just don't remember the name.
Yes.
I could have mentioned that, but I forgot the name.
Next
He
one.
calls it soft, wet dosa.
Wet dosa.
Yeah.
And both of you have a lot of skill in business, in leading and developing people. But if there was a lamp here with a genie that could grant you one skill that you really want to acquire, what would it be?
For me, would be learning fast.
The skill of learning faster.
Learning fast. Yeah, just picking up everything from language to any other skill.
Okay.
That would be if I have that wish from a genie, that's all
Tell
I
us.
wish for. Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I could have everything.
Then you could learn any other skill. Now you cut me off guard with an answer. Okay, fair enough. Ane, you?
Maybe if I could learn to sing or dance better.
Oh, singing, you're good.
Yeah, so have a better stage presence. I found that.
Entertainment stage presence.
Yes. I was always kind of envious of one of our previous founders,
Yes.
and the guy can sing.
Can sing, yes.
Yeah, so Japa can sing also, but that kind of flair is something that I have never acquired. And my father was a very good singer.
Yes.
So I always admire people who have that skill and who can slip into the entertainment mode very, very fast.
Both of you have spent 28 years together. No, more than 28. 29 years together, 1996, when V Grupo started.
Yes.
29 years together. Even though today you are brothers and very close, the journey was full of disagreements, friction, adapt, adjust, accommodate.
Still is.
But what was the most annoying thing you found in each other when you first met? That one thing that, why is he like that?
Oh my God. Annoying thing,
What?
having to wait for him.
Punctuality.
Punctuality. I waited for 3 hours for the first time. And I was like, I felt I really he wasted my
And
time.
he walks in cool.
He walks in cool as if nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
And I'm just like boiling.
And red, you turn red.
Red turn, my ears are red. And I was like, BJ, you wasted my time. So of course he answered coolly, Japa, your time is in your hands. How could I waste it?
I remember
What
that.
were you doing?
Yeah.
Then I realized from there I could have been reading, I could have been doing a lot of things.
Push-ups,
and
sit-ups.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I don't wait for him anymore. I go on with my life, my business. But I'll be there because he's my partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes, he doesn't come, it doesn't bother me.
Okay, that was fast. And
And
then yours about Japa?
Well,
that I never heard before. So I'm very curious what annoys him about me.
in the early days, my catchphrase was "sleep gets in the way,"
Yes.
and which meant that I worked through the night very
Yes.
often and had to stay late. Japa does. Anytime after 9 o'clock, he starts already.
Nodding off.
Yeah, his gears start slowing and he starts nodding off. And
Yeah.
so there I am in the middle, and I get more and more intense, sometimes late into the night.
Yes.
So, I would be really into something very seriously
And Japa-
discussing, and Japa is. So, but, early in the morning, he's bright and
Bright.
chipper, and everything. That's when I want to shut down.
And you're struggling until you get your coffee. I've seen this, okay, but I think everyone thinks both of you are holding hands and singing Kumbaya as partners. Okay, how do you manage your disagreements?
Well, what I always learned from the very beginning with BJ, he told me this, that in a relationship, there would always be cracks.
Yeah.
And he told me not to allow anyone to enter in between the cracks we have. So I always make sure that I would not have those cracks. And cracks would be things that I heard he said and I've never confronted him. So every time I hear something, what he said about me, I could sleep at night.
Yeah.
Because I could always come and confront him. BJ, did you say this?
Yeah.
And he'll basically, he said it, but see the tone, how it was
Or the context.
brought to me, the context is completely different. So I learned early is that to always hear both sides. And that I could sleep at night.
Nice. And then?
Well, for me, it's I'm a strong believer in the concept that intent versus mechanism. Right? So mechanisms always fail. Doesn't matter how you try to perfect it. So communication is a mechanism.
Yes.
Right. So we communicate through various means, including in those days long SMSs. So mechanisms fail, invariably fail, and I always look at intent.
Yes.
So I only fundamentally focus on the intent of the individual, and in this case Japa, but it's the same thing I apply to everyone. So once I am satisfied with the intent of that person, then I'm more likely to give that person a lot of leeway. Being in the same room at the same place, saying the same thing can have two different meanings.
Yes.
So the objective is always go back to intent.
Yeah. The next one is for Japa. You are his partner, equal in many ways, but you have always mentioned and clearly stated that he's also your mentor. How do you manage your ego in this context?
When Vijay first offered me to join him in V Grupo and be part of his vision, I refused because I told him, what contribution would I make? I don't have, everybody knows this. I went to an ashram when I was a kid. I don't have any education in terms of the formal education, college degree, and I'm not an accountant, lawyer, and I knew we needed a lawyer at that time. So I said, what contribution would I have? So I was like refusing. He said, Japa, you have one thing that I could not buy, I could not hire, I could not find, easily. So I said, what's that? He said, your sincerity and your trust, your honesty. And that's your biggest contribution. Loyalty. So when I heard that, how he valued me, and it was not in terms of skills or material contribution, then I immediately felt, oh, this person is the partner to have. Because for me at that time, that's also what I value in people, is their loyalty. Because from there, everything comes, all the ingredient comes in. So then, that's basically, from there, I've always been grateful. And there's nothing for me to be egotistic about, even though we're equally shares and stuff. I always see him as someone who I would not be here if not for him. Meaning he saw a value in me that I didn't even see myself. Yeah. So I would always be grateful with that. And I always thank him for everything.
Yes.
Even the watch he gives me, that is also mine. Right? But I see, no, this is, his gift. The whatever dividend or bonuses I get, which is mine, when he gives it, I thank him for it. Honestly. Because I know without him, I would not have that.
I've always described the strength of this company not to be in the technical details, but very much the relationship both of you share. This is something I've always said on stage. And Anev, my question to you, and I know how hard your life was, As much as a lot of people don't know. They don't know that you grew up, your parents were civil servants.
Yep.
Your mom was a school teacher, your dad worked for the labor department in Malaysia, and you had no silver spoon. I mean, we had a wooden spoon, I think. All right. But today you have reached a point where you are on the Forbes list. I mean, something unheard of. Very few Malaysians have made it onto that list. My question is, how do you keep your feet on the ground?
One of the more important reasons has always been Japa. I was just talking to him about it. Japa, when I met him, and I'm sure that he has not changed that much, never really valued money the way other people did. When I mean valued it, he didn't thirst for it. And I like that. To me, that's a very positive thing because I need to remind myself of the same thing.
Yes.
So Japa's position at that time is, what can it buy us? Sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was obviously more materialistically switched on. Have to be, otherwise the company would go broke.
Yes.
But his counterbalance, where he would refer to it as excrement. He says money is excrement, Sometimes when I get annoyed over something that happened, that we have lost a whole bunch of money for some stupid reason or the other, mistakes have been made.
Yeah.
Now I could get totally lost in that. Then I'll remember, Japa says, it's only excrement. Why are you kidding? So I have always used Japa, whether he realizes it or not, as a balance in my way of keeping arm's length. Japa has never talked to me about having a yacht, or anything of that, plane. Never aspired for these things. And neither have I.
Yeah.
It's a kind of balance
Brilliant.
that we have.
The next thing which impacted me personally was the definition of family.
Well, my family today for me is someone you share your vision, your mission, someone who could actually, like VJ, someone who could get into your face and tell you where you're going wrong, vice versa, without keeping this hatred that you don't like them for some reason, and which is normally with blood family.
Yeah.
They get so offended easily, very sensitive. But with the family I had, which many from you and your brothers and VJ, we could literally just conflict, have our disagreements, but we sleep.
The care is there.
The care is there, and there would be I would not be worried you're trying to get back at me and destroying reputation or whatever. So I've learned family is that's why I call VJ my brother. In fact, he's the only brother that actually was concerned about me, concerned about my growth, even concerned about my children, everyone. What I do in life, he interferes. You know what I mean? Like who does that? But family, right?
Yeah.
A real family.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then?
It brings to mind one of my favorite books of all time, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, by Richard Bach. And it's a book that I've given away to hundreds of people.
Yep.
And there's a statement from that book that is very clear in my mind. It says, the members of your true family are rarely, if ever, born under one roof. So it essentially says that in this journey of life, we have biological family that are essentially born under one roof. But the members of your true family, they will come from every corner of life and every walk of life. And it is amazing how the connections appear. So I have taken that to heart, in that fashion. So, and that's a time where, neither Japa nor I understood the value of the company that we were in. And of course, Japa didn't have a grasp of the skills that I was bringing to the table.
Mm.
He knew that this is some business CEO kind of thing, but so it's not like he could. All he valued was not that. He didn't value the business skills. He didn't value what other people would have looked at in terms of my resume. He valued me as a friend and family. And he welcomed me into his home, and I stayed in his basement, which was 4 steps down.
Guest house.
Yeah.
Guest house.
Wow.
So, and that's how
In the early
his
days,
family,
yeah.
Guest room.
Guest room.
and his family became my family. I mean, I'm so attached to them now. I mean, what he mentions affectionately as me interfering is just the fact that I talk to them, and Japa being Japa, is traditional. So he's probably more affectionate now as a father because watching me, they come sit on my lap,
Japa is more detached.
Yeah, so
No, father must be strict. Uncle can spoil the kids.
So, I've spoiled them,
Yeah.
right? And they are my godchildren. And of course, I love them. And the fact is, Japa knows that I will, if at all Japa and I fight, it could be because I'm on their side. They're like my kids, so, but that's what family is.
Yeah.
Where you are able to basically, without the blood connection, you are able to develop the same love and affection and care.
So blood is not always thicker than water.
No, in fact, it rarely is.
Yes. And now, gentlemen, we're going to have some fun.
Oh my God.
This is how well, all right, you know each other. So, Japa, what is Dato Sri's biggest pet peeve?
Oh, when I interrupt him.
All right. How many languages does he speak?
I know of 3, Tamil, English, Bahasa, and he speaks a little bit Filipino, which he claims he is very fluent in Filipino. What else? Italian, when we're in Rome, he speaks Italian as well. So that's 5, and I think he could
The
say
networkers.
20 more languages in, how are you in 20 more languages?
And
or
Hindi.
whatever.
He speaks fluent in
Oh,
Hindi.
Hindi.
Urdu.
Urdu, yeah.
What is your favorite song?
Oh my God. Of course, Hotel
California.
California.
Okay, what does he prefer, noodles or rice?
I would say noodles.
Okay. Which fictional character do you think he most like?
Oh my God. Kung Fu Panda.
No more. But I like Kung Fu Panda, that's true.
What is his guilty pleasure?
Oh, food, especially peanuts with spicy peanuts, which we have to smuggle in for him.
Yes. When did you both take your first picture together?
Oh boy.
Oh my God, that was like, I would say in the cemetery.
Yeah.
That's an odd place.
American cemetery, because we used to walk
Yeah,
together.
in Manila, they call it the American Cemetery.
Because we
but
didn't
it's
have
actually-
we didn't have phone with we
Then
were
the-
beeper. We were beeper at that time.
Yeah,
Nobody
it was still
carries a camera.
the old
Yeah,
camera, the crack.
yeah.
They didn't have any bodies in the cemetery, believe me. It's
It
just
was
a memorial park.
Memorial Park.
Yeah,
So that was your first photo?
Beautiful.
Your first photo together?
With someone's camera.
Unbelievable. Okay, what's his favorite city?
I would say Colombo. That's what I always hear him. Colombo,
Okay.
Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Favorite city, Colombo.
Or Queenstown.
Queenstown, yeah, probably,
Okay.
but city maybe Penang because that's where I was born.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many countries has he traveled to?
Oh, that I would not be able to
Guesstimate.
guesstimate. Oh my God. Like that
I would guess 90.
more than I'm sure.
No, 100?
No, no.
100 lah, 100 maybe.
Mm.
Okay? Okay, this is easy. Who can handle more spice?
Him, of course.
Okay, so now Anna, your turn. What is his biggest pet peeve?
Waiting.
Oh yeah.
How many languages does he speak?
That's true.
Definitely 3,
Tagalog?
Filipino,
English?
English, and he has also picked up German.
Actually, Tagalog, English?
Yeah.
And
I have
German.
Cebuano too. But it's a dialect.
Dialect. German is what, 20%?
No.
No, his German
It's
is not
very-
bad.
70%.
He's getting
No,
there.
I would say 60, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard him. I think his German's getting better.
Favorite song?
His favorite song, I Believe I Can Fly. No. His favorite song is
No. My
No,
favorite
no.
song
Journey.
is Journey.
Yeah.
the one you sang in Kota Kinabalu.
No, Journey is a favorite song.
Yeah, Journey. Don't stop believing. Yeah.
All right. Fictional character. His favorite fictional character.
Since he went with Kung Fu Panda,
You're not into Superman, Batman,
no,
Marvel, no.
not at all.
Okay.
his would have to be the Kung Fu monk,
They
that
go-
kind
Oh,
of.
the teacher.
The
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah, with the long mustache. His guilty pleasure.
Actually, it's strange to me, but he does, like his healthy food. But if he had a choice, being able to,
He'll eat like us.
he'll have that.
You're holding yourself back, Japa. What's your guilty pleasure, Japa?
He doesn't like chocolate so,
Not
so
really.
much. He doesn't like ice cream so much. But he does like when he makes the, tapsilog and the.
Oh, okay.
It's a bean.
You make
It's
it
a
out of red beans, black
yeah.
beans.
Yeah. But what's the name for it?
Dinuguan.
Dinogoan.
Dinugoan vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
All right.
No, I tell you, he
We
likes.
say binuguan.
No. He likes, like me, both of us, the Sans Rival from Dumaguete.
Dumaguete.
Both
Alright.
of us love the Sans Rival.
Favorite city?
For him,
Mm.
well, I would say it should have been Singapore, but I think now perhaps he's yearning towards. Actually, I think he likes this corner of the world better.
Yeah, true.
Germany, Frankfurt,
Really?
yes,
European.
he enjoyed.
Java.
He enjoyed living in Frankfurt.
Except for the taxes.
Okay, now this is another nice one. All right. If it was like the movie Freaky Friday, where you switch roles, all right, where you switch
God.
into each other's lives,
Okay.
all right. Where would you go? What would you do?
I'm gonna do everything that he didn't do in his life, like skiing.
Huh?
I would if my body was him right now, I would.
You are in his
swim.
body, what will you do?
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna swim 1 hour every morning. And by the time we change, he'll feel all the pain.
And what would you do when we switch
I
lives?
would splurge. Basically, can you imagine the breakfast I would have and then followed by dinner?
Everything unhealthy.
Exactly. So when he comes back to the body, he will still be eating the Sans Rival. Overload of sugar.
Okay, and now this is interesting. This I really want to know. If you wrote a book about him,
He wrote a book.
if you wrote a book about him, what would the title be?
It would be basically about time. Book on time.
A book, the title, what was the title?
Yeah, the book on time.
Keep on time.
Book of time.
Book of Time.
Yeah. Book.
It's about time.
Keeping
What would your title be if you wrote a book about Japa?
the ecstasies and joy of waiting.
Oh, that's a beautiful title.
Actually, yeah, we should consider.
Yeah. It's a good module.
This is a tough one. When did you know? When was that moment? Everyone has this moment in our lives with our friends and brothers. When was the moment you knew this connection would last?
We were in front of, we were in Baguio City.
Mm.
We were having like a holiday.
Mm.
Yeah, a weekend holiday
Mm.
in one of our rich friends' house. Home.
Exactly.
Had us a weekend there. And we were in front of a fireplace.
Yes.
Fireplace.
And it was the first time I revealed my like things that I wanted to achieve in life to him, my regrets. And I was like, 20, 27, 20, 30. And
you would have been-
he told me that he would help me achieve it. And kind of like that's the first time I felt we had a blood compact. I felt it like, because Filipinos, they do this. you know,
Yeah, they got it.
in the history.
Yeah,
We don't do
yeah.
it anymore, but I felt I had that connection of a blood compact with him,
Yeah.
and that I knew he would keep his word.
Mm.
So from that time, I felt very confident because I knew I wasn't alone. Because I never shared that secret to even my brothers, family, even my wife that time, my children, of course, they didn't even know. So I was like keeping it with me.
Mm.
And I was able to share it with someone. It relieved me knowing that I will achieve it because I have someone that's going to help me achieve it.
Mm. Very nice.
So that was for me.
When was your moment when you knew Japa
We
was?
should have put some tomato ketchup in the
Yeah,
hand.
yeah. There's like the Jose Rizal blood compact.
There was a point where the other founders tried to split us apart.
And Japa.
And
Japa stayed.
yeah, so we were in the beach in Mactan.
Mm.
We was, and he came to me with the offer that they had made to him, basically. So, I said, so what do you want to do, Japa? He said, of course, I'm with you, and that was because the other side were very, very confident that they had him already.
Yeah.
And he came and actually told me that, I've already spoken, to Japa, and Japa is coming with me, blah, blah, blah. So I was expecting Japa to come and tell me that, okay, I'm going to go
So
with
I'm in a tough spot, yeah.
Filipino Brotherhood, and I will go that side. And it didn't happen.
Mm.
In fact, what happened was I was in Malaysia, and he called me because he was under so much pressure to release that money. And he was given a barrel of lies on why he should do it, that I had committed, supposedly.
Remember this, yeah.
Nothing happened like that.
Yeah.
But the fact that he actually reached out to me to confirm, and I said, okay, we can trust each other.
Mm.
So that's where it was.
On the beach.
Yeah.
Fireplace, beach. This is a bromance, man. The final
Rocks, Mactan, there were some rocks.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Japa. Thank you so much, Anne. This was so much fun for me. We should actually do this once every quarter on different topics. I want to say it's been 25 years. It's been the most amazing journey for me and thousands of people, corporate network around the world. Final question to close this video. What's the next 25 for you, Japa?
Like I said, I asked this question to the people, like everyone who's now working in this company. I'm asking them that question. What is the next 25 years with the platform that has already been set? Because pretty much our passion, we gave a lot. I'm exhausted in a way in terms of skill. And the new millennials, gens, they have what it takes, right? So I believe they could do better than what we did in the next 25 years. So I give them the trust. I'll be there as an elderly advisor to them anytime, but I give
so
them
elderly.
Not so elderly, but
I give them the will now
yeah.
to drive this company for the next 25 years, and I believe they could do better than what we did, I did in the last 25 years.
Anne?
Well, as I told Japa today earlier, we couldn't even predict, the first 25.
Yes.
We couldn't predict even the last 10 years. Every year was beyond our ability to predict. So the issue is, as opposed to predicting the next 25 years, I would rather, say who I'm going to depend upon. Because as I've always said, companies don't succeed.
People do, yeah.
People do. So I've got this 25 people that are based, placed all across the company. As at least 25 people. And I'm counting on these 25 people to carry the next 25 years.
Thank you so much. The next 25 is going to be exciting. So Japadas Bismarck, thank you so much. Dato Sri Vijay Anne, thank you so much. And guys, All right, we'll see you at the next podcast with the great ones, Japadas Bismarck and Dato Sri Vijay Ishwaran.